So it's time to harvest our potatoes in containers, which harvesting potatoes is a treasure hunt regardless. We've got 3 different bags here of potatoes, and we've got a little something interesting going on with this particular bag. I do not remember the varieties of which we planted. What I've got here is we've got a couple things here. We've got potatoes that have died back, and that's the key. It's time to harvest whenever the potatoes die back, because all of the plant's energy has gone to producing the tubers, and then the plant dies back. You want to know at least the variety of potato that you're growing, so you have a general sense of when the potato is ready to harvest. Because if the potato is a mid-variety potato that takes about 90 days, and the potato gets, let's say, early blight, dies back in 30 or 40, it's not ready. It's not, you're not going to have any tubers, so keep that in mind. Now with this, we've got a potato here that is either sat dormant and began to sprout, or is re-sprouting off of the tuber that we planted. So what we're going to do here, I'm going to cut back the dead stuff there. I'm not going to touch that there. I'm going to leave that alone because that's regrowing. That can produce more potatoes for us. What I am going to do is I'm going to gently remove the potatoes around that plant and just see if, well, we do have some there, see what we have in that instance. And I'm going to kind of not touch that particular area. These are a red potato, it appears. So I'm not going to be able to dump this one out like I had intended to, because I'm going to leave that potato alone just to see what we get there. Now these potatoes have been in the containers and really have been neglected water-wise. That's why we're getting a minimal amount of potatoes. And I was expecting that. So right there, got a few potatoes. This is a 20-gallon grow bag here. We had several potatoes planted in it. We'll see what we have. Okay, we do have some small potatoes, but that's what a plant will do. If it's not getting enough water, it's going to produce a lot of little potatoes rather than 4 or 5 big potatoes. So putting water to these always is the best plan, but we are getting some sized potatoes there. All right, let's move these out of the way, compost those. Oh, that's a nice potato there. Here's a couple more nice potatoes. Oh, another nice potato. Oh, I see one there. I don't know what size it was. Maybe I didn't see one there. That appears to be all in that bag there. Not a terrible little harvest. Now obviously if this was the only bag we had and we were watering on every, making sure the soil stayed moist, we would have more of a harvest here. So let's see what we have. Let me get this cleaned up and let's see what we have in this other bag. Initially I see a purple potato on the top, so that's good. Now these are, realistically, if we would leave these alone for another week, they would be to the point where they would be as dead as the previous bags were. But we're going to head and dig these up and see what we have. Now, here's what, there's a potato there. Purple potatoes here. Another purple potato. The only disadvantage with the purple potatoes is they look very similar and blend in with the soil. Oh, there's another one. Make sure I don't have anything. That's a 5-gallon grow bag there. So you can grow them. A 5 would be about the smallest. 7, 10 would be ideal, simply because you want a lot of root space to grow these in. So not a 2.5 bags here. got some size here. I'm much pleased to see a large potato of this size and only have 1 or 2 or 3 of them than 10 or 12 little tiny potatoes like that. So key to potatoes in containers, keep the moisture to them, get a good variety that's very successful in your area, and have big potatoes when it's time to harvest.
For more information, please visit thewisconsinvegetablegardener.com.